Burial plot, no whistling underwater, and remembering your wife's birthday. In this video, we'll see the 10 weirdest laws you won't believe exist. Number 10, no vacuum sharing. Are you tired of your next door neighbor always borrowing your vacuum cleaner and never returning it? Well, good news for you, because in Colorado, it's actually illegal to lend your vacuum to your neighbor. That's right, the law says you have to keep your vacuum all to yourself. But don't worry, you can still share other things with your neighbor. You might be wondering why this law exists. Well, according to legend, a group of mischievous neighbors in Colorado were constantly borrowing each other's vacuums and never returning them. It caused so much chaos and frustration that the government had to step in and put a stop to it. But what if you really need to borrow a vacuum? Invest in your own. That way you won't have to rely on your neighbor's mercy to keep your home clean. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want their own personal vacuum to boss around? Number 9, electrician only. Do you love changing light bulbs but hate getting fined? Well, if you live in Victoria, Australia, you might have run into this problem. It used to be against the law to change a light bulb unless you were a licensed electrician. That's right, if you got caught changing your own light bulb, you could be slapped with a fine of 10 Australian dollars. Talk about a shocking punishment, but don't worry, this law has since been revised. So go ahead and change that light bulb without fear of being fined. But why was this law created in the first place? Well, according to experts, it was probably to protect people from accidentally electrocuting themselves. After all, messing with electricity can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. But hey, let's be real. Changing a light bulb isn't exactly rocket science. It's a simple task that most of us can handle without the help of a licensed electrician. Number 8, smile or crime. Are you a grump who hates being told to smile? Well, you might want to stay away from Milan, Italy, because it's the law to smile at all times except at funerals or hospitals. That's right, this strange law dates back to Austro-Hungarian times and has never been repealed. So if you're in Milan and you're feeling down, just remember to put on a happy face. A frown could mean a fine, but don't worry, the fine probably won't break the bank. It's probably just a few euros or something. But why was this law created in the first place? Well, according to legend, a group of unhappy Milanese citizens were constantly complaining and bringing down the mood of the city. The government decided to take action and put a stop to it by making it the law to smile. And hey, let's be honest, who wouldn't want to live in a city where everyone is required to be happy? If you think these were weird, things are about to get weirder. Keep watching to see what's next. Number 7, no farting. Do you love letting your farts fly in public? Well, you might want to think twice if you're in Florida, because it's illegal to pass wind in a public place after 6 p.m. on Thursdays. That's right, this weird law has likely been long forgotten, but it was probably written in the 1800s. It's not clear why this law was ever created in the first place. Maybe it was to prevent public farting contests or something. But just to be safe, make sure to hold it in on Thursday evenings. Or better yet, save your farting for the privacy of your own home. Who knows, your family and friends might even appreciate it. But let's be real, this law has probably never been enforced. It's likely just one of those weird laws that still exists on the books but isn't really followed. So if you do happen to let one slip in public on a Thursday evening in Florida, chances are you won't get in trouble. Just make sure to apologize and move on. Number 6, no donkey baths. Do you love giving your donkey a nice, relaxing bath? Well, you might want to think twice if you live in Arizona, because it's against the law to have a sleeping donkey in your bathtub after 7 p.m. This law was put in place after a public nuisance case in 1924. But let's be real, who doesn't love a good donkey bath? They're so much fun, and the donkeys always seem to enjoy it. Just make sure to do it before 7 though, or you might find yourself in hot water with the law. But why was this law created in the first place? Well, according to legend, the merchant who owned the donkey was a bit of a troublemaker. He liked to do things his own way and didn't care about the consequences. So when he let his donkey sleep in the bathtub and it got washed a mile down the valley, the locals had had enough. They decided to take action and put a stop to it by creating this law. Number 5, walk your dog. Are you a lazy dog owner who hates taking your furry friend for a walk? Well, you might want to think twice if you live in Turin, Italy, because it's illegal not to walk your dog at least 3 times a day. That's right, under a new law from the city's council, dog owners could be fined up to 500 euros if they don't walk their pets at least 3 times a day. And to make matters worse, the police will rely on tipsters to spot cruel treatment by neighbors. Turin has some of the strictest animal protection rules in the country and even bans fairgrounds from giving away goldfish in bags. But why was this law created in the first place? Well, according to experts, Italy is an animal-loving nation, and many cities have laws to protect stray cats. Turin just happens to have the most stringent rules. They want to make sure that all animals, including dogs, are well taken care of. And let's be honest, Who wouldn't want to live in a city where animals are treated with love and respect? Number 4, nice toilet gesture. Do you hate it when someone asks to use your toilet? Well, you might want to get used to it if you live in Scotland, because it's a legal requirement to let anyone use your toilet if they ask. That's right, this strange law dates back to medieval times. If you needed to go, you had to knock on someone's door and ask to use their outhouse. And even though indoor plumbing's now a thing, the law still exists. So if someone knocks on your door and asks to use your toilet, you have to let them in. But why was this law created in the first place? Well, according to legend, this law was created to foster a sense of community and help people in need. In medieval times, people didn't have indoor plumbing. So if you needed to go, you had to knock on someone's door and ask to use their outhouse. And even though indoor plumbing's now a thing, the law still exists to remind us to be kind and help each other out. Starting now, things get even weirder. Keep watching until the end. Number 3, remembering your wife's birthday. Do you hate getting in trouble with the wifeski? Well, you might want to make sure you never forget her birthday if you live in Samoa, because it's illegal to forget your wife's birthday. That's right, this strange law dates back to ancient times, when men were expected to show their wives the utmost respect and love. Forgetting your wife's birthday was seen as a huge insult and could lead to serious consequences. But let's be real, who wouldn't want to remember their wife's birthday? It's a special day that deserves to be celebrated. But why was this law created in the first place? Well, according to legend, this law was created to protect the dignity and honor of women. In ancient times, women were seen as the backbone of the family and were expected to be treated with respect and love. Forgetting your wife's birthday was seen as a huge insult and could lead to serious consequences. If you live in Samoa and you have a wife, make sure to remember her birthday. It's the law after all. And if you don't live in Samoa, maybe consider taking a vacation there. It could be just the opportunity you need to show your wife how much you care. Number 2, no whistling underwater. Do you love whistling underwater? Well, you might want to think twice if you're in Vermont, because it's illegal to whistle underwater. That's right, this weird law has likely been long forgotten, but it was probably written in the 1800s. It's not clear why this law was ever created in the first place. Maybe it was to prevent people from scaring the fish or something. But let's be real, who wouldn't want to do that? It's a fun, unique talent that not many people have. Just make sure to do it somewhere other than Vermont, or you might find yourself in hot water with the law. But why was this law created in the first place? Well, according to legend, this law was created to protect the peace and quiet of Vermont. The government probably figured that if people were busy whistling underwater, they wouldn't have time to cause any trouble. Or maybe they just wanted to keep the fish happy. If you're in Vermont and you really want to whistle underwater, make sure to do it out of earshot of the law. And if you're not in Vermont, don't worry about it. Just whistle away to your heart's content. Happy underwater whistling. Number 1, burial plot. Do you hate the idea of owning a burial plot? Well, you might want to get used to it if you live in Serpano, France, because it's a legal requirement to own a burial plot. That's right, this strange law dates back to the 1800s when Serpano was a bustling frontier town. The government wanted to make sure that everyone had a proper burial, so they made it a law to own a burial plot. But let's be real, who wouldn't want to own a burial plot? It's a small piece of land where you can rest in peace and be remembered forever. Just make sure to do it in Serpano, or you might find yourself in hot water with the law. But why was this law created in the first place? Well, according to legend, this law was created to protect the health and safety of the community. In the 1800s, Serpano was a bustling frontier town with a lot of new settlers. The government wanted to make sure that everyone had a proper burial to prevent the spread of disease. If you live in Serpano and haven't already, make sure to own a burial plot. It's the law after all. Enjoyed the video? Now watch this one.